Welcome to another Planika Academy webinar. My name is Jakub and I will be your host today. As I can see some of you are still joining us, let me tell you how excited we are that today's webinar will not only be shown on Zoom, but also on Facebook and Instagram. Today, we will tell you about 10 most common problems interior designers have while creating a project with a fireplace. As you probably know, there are 4 types of fireplaces on the market: wood, gas, ethanol, and electric. And here in Planika, we sell 3 of these except from wood-burning stoves. For years, we have been noticing from you guys that there are several concerns in creating a project with a fireplace with it, and thus we decided to meet you halfway and help you solve these problems. And after we're done giving you solutions to these issues, which should take roughly around 20 minutes, you will be able to ask us about any other problems you guys occur during creating projects. And this will be possible through the Q&A section on Zoom only. But people using Instagram, Facebook, feel free to ask your questions as well. We'll try answering these as well. And last but not least, I'm very, very excited to tell you that I expect you to stay until the very end because we are having our giveaway today. So listen very, very carefully to what I'm saying, as the first person to answer my question at the end correctly in the Q&A section on Zoom only will be the winner. And the prize is our tremendous Chantico glass fire tabletop fireplace. Okay, I guess we can start naming the main problems. And starting off with one of the biggest problems, which is the technical chimney issues. And as you probably know, there are 3 types of situations in which you can find yourselves in. Starting with problem A, your building is equipped with a chimney which perfectly fits the very, very fireplace that you are using. Another type of situation B, your building is equipped with a chimney that may require some modifications. And you guys are probably familiar with this situation. If you are in this type of situation, you have to select a fireplace which fits technical requirements of the chimney. This mostly applies to gas fireplaces, where the diameter and length of the chimney play a very important role. These technical information of the chimney are provided by the fireplace manufacturer, and it might happen that the chimney needs some modification. And most often, the chimney has to be either lengthened or it has to have an outside fan. Another option is simply choosing a different model of the fireplace, which parameters will suit the existing chimney in your building. What's important is that a bioethanol fireplace should not be connected to an outside flue, as it may cause the air to actually come back through the chimney and damage the device. However, in certain cases, we allow it, although you have to consult our project department before doing that. And situation C, there is no chimney in the building whatsoever. In this situation, the only possible option is to install an ethanol fireplace. Its function is mostly decorational and mostly just to provide extra heat to the area. Burning ethanol creates heat, carbon dioxide, and water vapors, and these products work with standard room ventilation, as the manufacturer provides information on the minimal curvature. Imagine this situation. You're currently working on a design of a studio flat in London. The project is a spectacular 350 square meters apartment on the 10th floor. However, the owners would love to have a fireplace as a focal point of the living space. There is no chimney, however, and it seems all hope is lost. However, no chimney is no problem. Just take a look at this amazing project by the interior design studio Goddard Littlefer, who just were in this very, very same position. As there was no need for a flue, they managed to use a fireplace in central London just by the tremendous London Eye, a place where you would think it is not possible. Installation of a bioethanol fireplace requires no help from a technician, as you actually don't need special permission for installation. And on top of that, the bioethanol fireplace is not a part of the building per se, but it is a part of the equipment, and therefore it does not need allowance nor service. Just take a look how these fireplaces are installed without any chimneys. You can enjoy the warmth of the flames and the effect of the flames without having to worry about first chimney installation, then service, and then thirdly, the maintenance of the chimney. So we can just install the fire as it is and fully enjoy it. Okay, brilliant. So I believe we can move forward to another problem, and that problem being there is no gas supply in the building. Whatever type of the chimney, you can still use any type of fireplace. And remember, if you decide to take a gas fireplace, any installation requires technical allowance. And therefore, that means you need permission and you also need a project. A gas fireplace has to be installed by a technician and checked on possible leakage. Gas fireplaces, as well as the chimney, require regular service. And if the building has neither a chimney nor gas supply, you're left with electric or ethanol fires. Electric fires have multiple types of flame projection, starting with steam, for example, ending on LED screens. There are some models which have heating functions as well, and no electric fires require allowance. There are, however, customers who expect real flame in their fire, and therefore all that's left for them is a bioethanol fireplace. These are either manual or automatic. And after this very webinar, you will receive a video explaining the differences. Okay, so there are no restrictions on how to build in the fireplace. So just take a look at this amazing project by Anna Ballet. The fireplace was supposed to separate the dining and the living space without any housing above the flame. It was impossible to route the gas system or to connect an LPG bottle. So in this case, a bioethanol fireplace was the perfect solution. We introduced here our fully automatic 1.5 meter long bio fireplace called the FLA3, which, by the way, is remotely controlled. And as you can see, I am using this remote to increase the flame height. You will see the flame height go gradually up until the point it reaches to the maximum capacity. And such a solution gives you a wide range of arrangement possibilities, which you can see on the screen. This product does not require any chimney, as you already know, and also any additional connection. All you need is electricity and fuel, and that is achieved only through a patented BEV technology, which allows you to do that. Okay, I guess we can move to another problem, and that is combustible materials. That is another restricting factor in using traditional fireplaces. Mostly how you're going to finish the surrounding structures and walls or around all the way around the fireplace. The temperatures emitted by the gas and wood burning fires are very high, and that causes limitations on which materials can be used below and above the fireplace. Wood burning and gas fireplaces are mostly zero clearance, just like most ethanol fires, except for the former fireboxes by Planika. By creating our fireboxes, we focus on making them fully zero clearance, and we did that by using an air buffer, which restricts the emitted temperature. And that means you can safely build them in walls made out of combustible materials, such as wood, for example. As you can see, this is a wooden cabinet in which you can safely install this fireplace. And apart from that, apart from the ability to use any materials to finish the wall, you are absolutely able to hang your favorite plasma TV above the fireplace. These former fireboxes, which I just explained, are available in 6 different sizes, but they're also available in 7 different layouts. So you can choose from a variety of products, basically, all of them being either single-sided, left corner, right corner, 3-sided, room divider, see-through, and island. So as you can see, you have plenty of choice. And what does that mean to you when it comes to your everyday activities? Well, namely countless arrangement possibilities. Use any of these fireplaces however you want to, as Planika fires give you so much freedom and so much room to play with while designing. Okay, I guess we can move to another problem. The problem being CO2 emission and legal restrictions. So the traditional wood burning stoves, as well as the gas fireplaces, give you a very, very nice flame effect. There are, however, some legal restrictions. For example, London became a smoke control zone, and other cities like Montreal and San Francisco took the same path. That means the residents of these cities are not allowed to burn wood and coal. And New Zealand is also going to pass a ban on new residential gas connections, making fossil fuel devices illegal. And we actually already have examples of projects where designers focus on implementing sustainable products and thus creating healthy interiors. And if I wanted to explain how this project works, is namely by installing our net zero fireplaces in these projects. So let's take a look at this amazing flat in Manhattan, designed by the studio called Art Home Garden. And Ms. Stefania Skrabek, who was a designer there, remembers the customer had some doubts in the beginning. So you can see the pictures of the project, and I guess we can just try listening to her explain her position.
That's exactly the first reaction was, how are we going to do this? Because it's a very green building. It's one of the greenest buildings in New York, and you can't technically have a fireplace. After all of it, it was the most obvious solution.
Okay, lovely. Well, the Planika bioethanol fireplace was installed in this New York City eco building for the first time, and it has generated incredibly positive feedback from householders as well as all visitors. The burning ethanol vapors technology is the only ecological way to get real fire in indoor spaces. The fireplace design provides full access of oxygen to the flame, and this is why the combustion is pure and does not contribute to smog. And our fireplaces use bioethanol, an organic distillate which is made from plants such as corn, wheat, or potatoes. And ethanol is great as it has low carbon dioxide emission, and it is a particulate-free burning fuel source. Combusted alcohol produces carbon dioxide, which, thanks to the process of photosynthesis, is fully absorbed by plants, and this way the process comes full circle. Plants which absorb CO2 compensate 100% of the emissions, and thanks to this, burning ethanol vapors don't contribute to the global warming. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff, everybody. I hope everybody's listening. Let's move forward to another problem, and that being apartment project on higher floors, on higher stories in high, tall buildings. Creating a fireplace on one of the top stories may pose a real challenge to all interior designers. The challenges of installing a fireplace so high in the building are mainly connected to the difficulties which one may have with creating a chimney system or simply leading the gas supply to this high floor. Does that mean people living on the 10th floor have to give up on their dream fireplace? Well, it does not, as Planika fireplaces can be installed at any height. And we actually have a very appropriate example. The restaurant Isel in the Conrad Hotel in Dubai. The owner of the restaurant, by the way, is located on the 7th floor, just to prove my point. And the owner of the restaurant wanted fire as the main decoration of the room. So we created this, an 8-meter long fire line. So what we did is we joined 4 separate modules together, each being 2 meters long. The fireplace is controlled by the restaurant staff from the reception using Wi-Fi or a remote. On less busy days in the restaurant, the staff can optimize fuel consumption by turning separate modules off. Okay, lovely. Let's move to another problem. And that problem is actually connected slightly to the problem that we just mentioned. And the problem is a fireplace in a media wall. So as I said, it's connected to the previous problem because the extreme temperatures may affect the surrounding of the fireplace, especially the devices which are vulnerable to heat and vulnerable to just the extreme temperatures. And these devices are mostly electronics. Due to that, the popular media wall solution, which is fireplace and the TV set, but also possibly fireplace, TV, and the sound system, is not as feasible, as easy to do with these fireplaces. With wood burning fires, it is possible, however, thanks to prior isolation of the wall. But you have to remember that is not advised, as the heat and the soot exiting the door may cause damage to the devices. This solution is possible with fireplaces which emit limited heat, such as electric, but also bioethanol. With zero clearance ethanol fireplaces, just like this former here from Planika, you are absolutely able to install the TV unit above the fireplace, which you can see right behind me. We already proved that on one of the previous problems, but the TV is completely safe as the heat is fully isolated due to the fireplace construction. And therefore, you can enjoy your favorite movie on Netflix, on YouTube, and the warmth of our fireplace in the same room, on the same wall, in the same time. Lovely jubbly. Let's move to another problem, being custom ideas. So namely, standard fireplaces don't fit your vision, but we do have custom fireplaces, custom solutions. The classic fireplaces do have a limited range of options. The number of sizes and layouts is not very large, and sometimes these fireplaces simply don't match your or your customer's vision. Planika fireplaces are developed to support your creative minds, and that is why we offer bespoke solutions thanks to the support of our amazing project department. We obviously have some standard solutions. However, if you're interested in getting a fireplace of a particular length, we can make that happen. Just take a look at this amazing project in Greece, designed by Patrick Hello. In this private residence, the owner wanted an eye-catching decoration which would visually connect the living room and the outdoor area. There was no gas connection nearby, and the building had no chimney. And actually, the FLA3 by Planika was the perfect solution for such an arrangement, because obviously there was no chimney restrictions and no permissions which were required. And just on the sideline, we are also the first company to have delivered fireplaces to ocean yachts. We were the only company to cope with the difficult on-sea conditions. So therefore, that means the FLA3 can be enjoyed on land, but also on sea. Feel free to contact us to consult your ideas with us, because we're here for you on every stage of your project development. Okay, let's keep it going. Another problem number 8, is that there is not enough information or no fireplace information available online. And that also means no 3D models available online, because as you guys know, each step of your project has to be under constant control. It is essential for all interior designers that every step of their project is created fully by them. These days, it is possible for the designers to use very sophisticated software to create impressive projects, as you could see on the previous pictures. Not all objects are, however, available to be downloaded as multimedia files, including classical fireplaces. Thanks to our 3D library, which you can see on the screen, you are able to download files for any of our products. These will definitely help you arrange the fireplace in the project beforehand. And the project will also give the end customer a nicer impression of their future house before it's actually being built. Lovely. The penultimate problem. It's not not really a problem, but a request for a customer, because sometimes a customer approaches you with the desire to live in a fully automated house. And have you ever thought about including a fireplace in this system? And sure, the wood burning stoves may produce a very nice flame effect. They do, however, offer limited control. On top of that, they require constant attention when the wood burns out. And as the Planika fireplaces are fully automatic, they allow us to give them some extra control. And the biggest feature of all is the smart home system module. This module makes the Planika fire the focal point of a fully automated house. So just think about it. Your customer wants to come back home from work and relax. And as they approach their garage, they use their mobile phone or they use a remote to open the windows, dim the lights, and start the fire. And on top of that, the Planika fireplaces also come with this very remote control with a mobile app, which they both allow you to flick through 6 of the flame heights. So to sum up, you can control the fireplace with the remote, with the Wi-Fi module, and using your smart home system. And last but not least, this is a problem every architect and every interior designer has occurred on their professional road to succession, which is a late decision by the customer. Because sometimes some projects take months or even years, as you all know, and you are able to use all of your creativity to implement an amazing solution or all amazing solutions in the house. And you think you're all done and the house is close to being finished, and suddenly you get a phone call from your customers because they've been scrolling through Instagram and noticed a beautiful wall with a fireplace. They wonder if it's still possible since the project is basically on the last stretch to being finished. And in these situations, you need to look into solutions that don't require complicated form of fireplace or don't require complicated installation and are as simple as inserting the fireplace in the wall. And this is where the former fireplace will save your project. And as you can see, this is a video showing how to install the former casing. Since there is no need for chimney, all you need to do is create a suitable housing with an electric socket, and you're ready to put the fire in place. So when the customer makes a late call on the fireplace, there is still an option. So when you're in this type of situation, please remember, former is the way to go. As you can see on the screen, being installed in a wooden wall with a TV unit above it, it is possible to do that on the very late call by the customer. Lovely. Okay, that sums up all of our problems. And as promised, now it is the Q&A time. So if you have any problems that you occur during your professional work or any problems that you have when you actually design with fireplaces, feel free to use the Q&A section on Zoom. I will try answering all the questions. Hopefully, I will be able to. Let me just refuel my energy. And I can see already that there are a lot of questions. Okay, we have our first question comes from Miss Anna Campus. Hello, Anna, how are you? A lot of clients ask us if they can install your ethanol fireplaces outside. Is it possible? Thank you very much. Greetings from Spain. Hola, Anna. Greetings from Poland. Thank you for that question. So to answer your question, our automatic ethanol fireplaces, all of these have to be used indoors. The reason for that is, first of all, they have to be connected to electricity. That's one thing. Another thing, the technology actually is designed to work indoors. So to answer your question, these ethanol automatic fireplaces have to be used indoor. If you're, however, interested in our outdoor fireplaces, I encourage you to take a look at our outdoor ethanol and gas fireplaces. So gracias, Anna, for that question, and hopefully I was able to answer your question. Okay, we have a question from Instagram. That's very great. That's great news that we get questions from Instagram and get questions from Facebook as well. The first question on Instagram calls from Orno5 Reno. Hello. Is there a recommended distance the TV and the fireplace needs to be for a media wall? So, okay, so basically it depends on which type of the fireplace you use. But basically, if you install the fireplace right here, it's mainly 90 centimeters. And it's important for you to remember that this, with the former casing, you can put the fireplace above it, and definitely remember to use the manual to basically prepare the housing. Important thing, check the manual, then prepare the housing, then consider how to use our TV or our fireplace with the TV. And most important stuff is to consult our project department in case you have any problems. And that is actually something I want to tell everybody. In case you do have some problems, you have some projects that you need consulting, our project department is here for you on every stage of your project development. So thank you for that question. Okay, we come back to questions on Zoom. We have a question from Julia. Julia is asking, what is the fuel consumption of ethanol burners? Hello, Julia, thank you for that question. So the fuel consumption, it depends on what length of the fireplace and what height of the flame you use, but we can say it's roughly around ½ liter per hour. That's our average, and I assume it's very, very safe to stick to this average. So thank you for that question, Julia. Okay, we have a question from Pierre. Our Planika fireplace has lower flames on the sides and higher in the middle. Is that normal? So well, basically it happens that during the start of the fireplace, the middle of the flame actually goes a little bit higher than it is. Well, as you can see in our showroom, it goes pretty much from side to side. It's very important that all customers use recommended fuel. It's very important that the fuel used for our fireplaces is in accordance with our manuals. So please make sure you do use fuel according to the instruction, and hopefully that will resolve the issue. So thank you for that question, Pierre. We have another question from Facebook. This time Facebook, Keza is asking, where can we get to see these in Sydney? That's a great question, because we, Planika, are a global company. And if you're interested, we're actually available in over 80 countries. If you're interested in seeing your local dealers, feel free to go to our website. Feel free to check the contact tab. In the contact tab, you will see that where our dealers are located. We surely have dealers in Australia, so feel free to contact them. So to summarize, go to our website, planika.com, go to the contact tab, and you will be able to find your closest dealer on this map. Thank you for these questions. Okay, let's move forward. All right, lovely. We have a question from Scarlett. Scarlett is asking, hi Scarlett, how are you? You've mentioned about the zero clearance. Can I also install ethanol fireplace in furniture? And that is another great question. So this fireplace is a fireplace with the former firebox. You can just get the middle of it, or the insert, which is the FLA-free burner. And you are absolutely able to install it in a furniture, because the most important information for you is that when the fireplace is on, the temperature goes from the burner above. So anything that stays below the line of fire stays cool. So if we had a shelf right here, you are able to drop in the fireplace from up top, and you're able to drop it even in furniture or in a wooden cabinet, because as I said, all the heat goes from the burner above. So thank you for that question, Scarlett. I hope I was able to help you. Okay, we have another question from Pierre. Thank you, Pierre, for another question. What's your advice regarding white stones to decorate the fireplace? And basically, very, very important is that Planika fireplaces come as this, but these have decorational options as well. And these decorations are either white stones or ceramic logs. What is important to remember is that they come on trays, which have to be installed behind the burner. That's one thing. Another advice is that these should not be used when the fireplace is used as a room divider option or as a tunnel option. So to sum up, you can use these decorations, white stones or ceramic logs. Make sure to obviously stick to the manual when it comes to installation. So namely, first, use them on the delivered trays, and second, namely, use them on, don't use them in a see-through or a tunnel version. Thank you for that question, Pierre. So we have another question from social media. Mohammed on Facebook, our partner from Morocco. Hello. How we can increase the level of flame? So as you already saw, I did it using the remote. I can do that again. Well, this is actually number 6, which is the biggest, the highest flame height. You can use the remote to go all the way, just like I did now with the remote. The flame will go all the way down to 1. If you also have, if you have the FLA3 fireplace, what you can do is also control the flame height using a mobile app. And as I said in the beginning, you also get the option of to install the smart home system module to control the fireplace. So thank you for that question, Mohammed. We have another question again from Australia. Hello, you Aussies. How are you? So Karen's asking, we live in Australia. Can we purchase this fireplace? And again, this is actually very similar. If you want to go to our website, planika.com, go to the contact tab, you will be able to find the dealer list, or the dealer map, I should say, where you will be able to find our fireplaces. We surely do deliver fireplaces to down under. So thank you to all the Australian people watching this webinar, and I guess we can move further. Stefano is asking, hello Stefano, how are you? If I have to install an ethanol fireplace at side of a TV, how many centimeters do I have to keep in between the two fireplaces? So I believe this is again something to consult with our manual, with our project department, but I believe it's somewhere in between 20 to 40 centimeters. Very important to stick to the manual, but if you basically want to install this TV on the side, for example, it has to be around 20 to 40 centimeters. Again, make sure you use the manual just to be absolutely certain. So thank you for that question, Stefano. Okay, we have a question from Catherine. The client wants a contemporary linear gas fireplace and a TV above, yet still keep the fireplace as a flush installation. So how do I protect the TV from the heat? So, okay, let me explain you how it works. This former firebox is designed in this way that there is basically double steel. So what you can see actually, which is built in the wall, is a double steel, and in between there is air buffer, or simply air, which isolates the heat from any materials up here. So I can safely put my hand on this wall, and there is very slight, very delicate heat, which will absolutely cause no damage to this fireplace. So if you're interested in installing the fireplace or the TV above the fireplace, make sure to get the former firebox or the panorama firebox with the deflector, obviously, which is this sticking out part right here. The deflector allows you to actually divert all the heat coming from the fireplace outside, so it does not go straight up to the TV. So thank you for this question, Catherine. Okay, Vivian's asking, is there a recommended distance from curtains and windows? Yes, there is. It is 1 meter. So if you want to use the fireplace next to the curtains, it's usually 1 meter. If it comes to, when it comes to windows, it actually depends on how big the windows are, and what temperature, what type of fireplace, and obviously, again, I'm going to repeat myself. Make sure you reach out to us. You can even send us pictures of your house, of your interiors, and we will make sure we select the best fireplace for your project that you're actually interested in. Okay, all right, lovely. We have a question from Patricia. Dzień dobry, Patricia. We have Polish people here, which I'm very excited about. Patricia is asking, we have been told we cannot install bioethanol fireplace in a commercial lounge on 63rd level of a high-rise building in London because of the fire safety and issue with storage of the bioethanol. How can this be resolved, please? Thank you. So the most important information for you is that bioethanol is absolutely safe to be used in indoors without any chimney. And I don't believe there should be any issues concerning storage of bioethanol, definitely not on the 63rd floor. I would actually like to find out more about that. So Patricia, actually, is there any way that we can reach out after this webinar to you to make sure we resolve that issue? But as of my knowledge, as of my experience, there's never been an issue of storing bioethanol somewhere, as obviously when it's stored in fully capped bottles, there's no problem with that. As I said before, it is absolutely possible to install our fireplaces on any level. So thank you for that, Patricia. As I said, we will get back to you regarding this question. Maybe I will even call you to speak Polish. Let's see. Okay, lovely. We have another question, plenty of questions coming. Okay, your example mainly had shown slots below or sideways. Do you need to have extra ventilation openings? So what I'm showing you right now is a former firebox, and they have no need of extra ventilation. So what you have basically here is the air coming from up front and the side, because it's a right corner solution. If you have a single-sided solution, you get the air from straight from the front. So there is no need for extra ventilation. If you, however, are interested in a fireplace behind the glass, we have this model called Panorama. It's a fireplace behind the glass. You get the vent slots to be installed below and above the fireplace. So yeah, to answer your question, there is no need for extra ventilation with former fireboxes. Okay, we have a question from Greece. Ilana is asking, how healthy is the bioethanol? Thank you, Ilana, for that question. The bioethanol is the most ecological substance to be used with fireplaces, and it is safe to humans as well. The bioethanol fireplaces, what they emit when the ethanol is being burnt is only carbon dioxide, which in these amounts is not dangerous to people, and water vapors. To answer your questions, these are absolutely healthy or absolutely fine to be used with people in the building. And that, I believe, considering your question, these are healthy pro fireplaces for you. Thank you for that. Maria is asking, is there a safety distance recommendation for the installation of curtains? Yes, again, it should be around 20 to 40 centimeters. Again, make sure you read the manual. So thank you for that question. Maria, we have a question from Claire. Okay, Claire is asking, how much ethanol fuel can the fireplace hold, and how is this fed into the fireplace? So let me explain it. Basically, you know, the bigger the fireplace, the bigger fuel tank inside, obviously. I believe the smallest fireplace is the smallest fireplace takes around 2 to 3 liters, but with size it goes up a lot more quickly. And the most important thing to you as well is that the fuel is stored in a closed fuel tank, and it is slowly being delivered. Portions of fuel are being slowly delivered to the fire. On the way, they are transferred into vapors, and the vapors are then combusted. So there is the fuel that stays inside stays cold. So I hope I was able to answer your question, Claire. And yeah, in case of any additional questions, make sure to use this webinar and even call us or write us. So another question regarding from Nuno. This is actually related to the very same question. Nuno is asking, hello Nuno, how are you? Where is located the fuel tank? The fuel tank is located inside the burner. The burner comes as a box. The safest, the easiest way to describe it, is an insert, which is a box with a top panel. You just drop it from up top, and the fuel tank is installed inside or within this box. So thank you for that. Okay, we have a question from Instagram from Janówka Dom nad Jeziorem. Hello, again, another Polish question. So dziękuję for the question. Decorative locks or decorative stones on the top of the fireplace. So as I said before, where there was another question about decorations, decorations have to be installed on trays. The trays come well, the trays come, obviously each length has different each length of the fireplace has different combinations of the trays, and I can actually show you the decoration which we have on the side. When you get one of the fireplaces or one of the decorations, this is the locks, sorry, you receive this tray. This tray has to be installed behind the fire. You cannot put the decorations on top of the flame. These have to be behind the line of fire, but they will surely give you a very, very nice effect of the flame with the decorations. So thank you for this. Another question from Instagram, which I love. We get more and more questions from Instagram, Facebook. I encourage you to use these platforms to reach out to us. As you know, we're available there as well. You can also find us on LinkedIn and YouTube. So any questions you have, you're able to ask them there as well. Okay, let's go back to the Q&A. Okay, so Michelle's asking, we have to respect the minimum distance. Do we have to respect the minimum distance between the casing PrimeFire 700 and the wall? So again, Michelle, the best thing for you would be to stick to the manual and do everything in accordance to the manual. Please remember that the casings allow you to build in the fireplace more freely. So if, first of all, they give you convenience of basically making a hole in the wall, just putting the fireplace or firebox inside. However, it is very, very important to respect all the distances that are shown in the manual. Okay, we have another question from Nuno. Nuno is very active. Thank you for that. Nuno is asking, is it easy to fill in the tank? How to fill the tank? So these fireplaces are filled with an automatic fuel pump, which is delivered to every automatic ethanol fireplace. It is important to remember that there is no funnels, no leakage, because you get the automatic electrically steered fuel pump. When you get the fuel pump, you connect it to the bioethanol fire. On the other end, you put it to the fanola bottle or the bioethanol bottle. You press the button on the pump, and that's really the safest way to do it. And once the fireplace is full, it stops. It does not take more fuel than it requires. So this is probably the safest way to put the fuel into the fireplace. So thank you for that question, Nuno. Michelle is asking, drywall could the drywall be a material to be used to create the structure? Yes. So basically, when you use the former casing of the former firebox, this can be any material. So these materials can be combustible. They can be anything that's solid, anything that is stable, and anything that is that you are able to make a wall out of. So basically, the firebox allows you to use any material. Thank you for that question, Michelle. Yelena is asking, what is the max capacity of the ethanol tank and where is it stored? So as I said, the bigger the fireplace, the bigger the fuel tank, and the fuel is stored inside of the device. I believe the biggest fuel tank is roughly somewhere around, roughly around 60 to 70 liters, I believe. That obviously allows you to burn the fireplace for a very, very long time. Okay, Michelle is asking, thank you, Yelena. Michelle is asking, if I want to embed a Fireplace 700 enclosure in a drywall structure, do I have to provide air vents in the structure? I believe no. That is definitely something to consider consider asking the project department first, and then the best thing with the PrimeFire 700 to use non-combustible materials. The PrimeFire 700 is just a burner. So when you use the burner, you have to use non-combustible materials above the line of fire. Whatever you use below doesn't matter really, as long as it's solid. Thank you, Michelle. Aura is asking, what is the starting price of the fireplaces? Our bioethanol fireplaces start at 1,000 euros. Obviously, the bigger the size, the price is slightly higher. So make sure you check our prices on our website. You're able to visit our dealers' websites as well. And if you're interested in something, feel free to use that. Thank you, Aura. Pauline is asking, can we use locally manufactured ethanol fuel instead of vanilla ethanol fuel in your devices? That is an excellent question. We recommend using our fuel. However, it is absolutely possible to use other fuels. The most important thing, however, is that the fuel has 96% of ethanol in it. So that is actually something in our manual. Make sure that the bioethanol is not 100%, for example, but 96% is definitely something to be used with our fires. Thank you, Paulina. Goss is asking, are any odors from the bioethanol burning? I'm not smelling anything. These fires, these BEV patented fires, create no smoke, no smell, and no ash. And there's only a gentle smell when you start the fireplace, mostly the manual fireplace. The manual fireplaces are actually boiling the fuel inside. This fuel here stays cool. There's no way for this fuel to smell anyhow. So that's another matter. But as I said earlier, with one of the problems, you will receive a presentation, you will receive a video explaining the differences between manual and automatic fires. Thank you, Gossis. Okay, let's move further. Let me take a sip. Davide has a question. Okay, so David is asking that on the data sheet of the FLA3990, which is roughly around 1 meter, it says that the maximum burning time is 10 hours. What can be the issue if the client says that it lasts 6 hours only, please? 10 hours is the maximum burning time with the minimum flame. So maybe the customer has been, you have to remember that the information in the technical card, technical cards regarding the fuel capacity or actually burning time, consider smallest or lowest lowest flame setting. So the flame size actually does matter. And if the fireplace lasts for only 6 hours, it may be that the customer use them on highest setting all of the time. So make sure you check all the heights to see that. Okay, Ora's asking, does the bioethanol smell? Again, no, it doesn't, because as I said, combusted automatically or safely combusted ethanol here does not emit any smoke, any smell. On the other hand, manual fireplaces make the bioethanol actually boil and create harmful substances. And this boiled fuel in manual fireplaces smells, not here though. Okay, lovely. We have a question from Instagram. Noshina11 is asking, I have a Planika fireplace in my lounge. Please, can you show me how to start the heaters and inputting the liquid? Okay, so this fireplace is actually on right now, but so we cannot stop it. Well, we can stop it. You can when we stop this fireplace, it has to cool down. So actually, instead of showing it, you can see a video on YouTube. And first of all, as I said, there is a fuel pump. Each automatic, let me show you how the fuel pump looks. Each automatic fireplace by Planika comes with this. It's a fuel pump. You put one end to the fireplace, you put the other end to the bottle, you press this button, and you can actually watch the video on doing that on YouTube. You can also use or see the video on how to start a fireplace on YouTube as well. So that's actually very, very easy. You would not believe how easy that is. Thank you for that question. Thank you for my colleague for passing the fuel pump to me as well. Okay, lovely. Okay, another question comes from Davide. Okay, we already answered this question. The data sheet is stated FLA3990, 10 hours. Make sure you, the burning time and technical cards concerns the lowest flame setting. So make sure to test it on different flame heights as well. So thank you, Davide. Yelena is asking again a question about refueling. Refueling is done using the fuel pump, which I just showed. The video is on YouTube. It is done right here. There is a flap in the fireplace. I hope you can see it actually. The flap you just open from the side, from the front of the fire. So make sure you don't cover the front of the fireplace with anything. Okay, lovely. We have a question from our chat as well. Claudia is asking, what is more energy and efficient in terms of heat generated for an exterior fireplace, gas or bioethanol fireplaces? So first of all, we are mostly speaking about indoor fireplaces. The outdoor fireplaces, well, that's another cup of tea. It's, you know, mostly gas and ethanol. And there are ethanol fires for the outside as well, but most of the most of the outdoor fires are gas. And when it comes to indoors, the gas fireplaces mostly produce most heat. However, the ethanol fireplaces also produce a lot of heat, and you get a lot of efficiency. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm getting very, very hot standing just by this fireplace. So yeah, to answer your questions, the ethanol fires do emit a lot of heat. Okay, question from social media. Instagram Ornorino is asking, what size fire would you recommend for a large size room? The bigger the better, my answer. But obviously this is we need a bit more information. If you can send us some information on our mailbox, it's planika@planika.com. We will forward this to our product department. The most important thing is the cubature of your room. So all the length, height, and depth of your room. Make sure you send us your cubature, your areas, and we will try and give you the biggest, the best fireplace. Okay. Alexander is asking, any contact, any email? Yes, you can see us, you can visit us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, but we obviously have the website planika.com, and you can absolutely email us at planika@planika.com. Thank you, Alexander. I hope I will see your message pretty soon. Yulia is asking, is it okay if you feel some gas smell even if it is switched off? This is an ethanol fireplace. If we're asking about ethanol, there is no smell of ethanol when you don't use the fireplace. So basically, gas fireplaces, when you burn the gas fireplaces, there is a possibility that there will be some smell, very slight smell. However, with ethanol fires, you should not feel any smell. So I hope I was able to answer your question. Is there any maintenance after installation? Well, you should wipe it every now and then. No, there's no maintenance at all. You have to obviously make sure that it is refueled safely, it is used safely in accordance with the manual. There is no maintenance whatsoever. And when compared to gas fires, wood burning fires, it's a pretty big thing when you consider it. So thank you for that question. We have, seems to be some six remaining questions. A question from Instagram. Can you have wood on the media wall along with bioethanol fireplace? Yes, we actually do that. Obviously, that has to be done with the deflector. This is a wooden wall, and this is a deflector of the firebox, which is a little steel element which is sticking out of the firebox and is actually isolating or pushing the hot air away from the above, if that makes sense. So yeah, you can do that. Michelle is asking, it's not really a question, it's something that I'm really happy to read. No more questions from my side, but only one affirmation. Your BEV technology is a real masterpiece of innovation. Oh, Michelle, thank you so much. And I must say, I agree, the BEV technology is a masterpiece. So thank you for that. Okay, we have a third question from Down Under, a question from Australia on one of the social media platforms. Are they sold in Australia? Yeah, they are. Just go to our website, planika.com, go to the contact information. You will be able to find all the information about your dealers. Okay, we have a question from, we have 4 questions remaining. What is the minimal distance from wooden fireplace to a seating area? Well, when it comes to wood burning stoves, it's actually quite funny because this is the only type of fireplace we don't sell. And I consider myself an expert with these. I don't consider myself an expert with wood burning stoves. However, it is definitely important to remember that the wood burning stoves don't give you the flexibility ethanol fireplaces give you. So installation may be a little bit more complicated, but again, it's something to consult with a wood burning company. And basically the heat comfort is better with the bioethanol fireplaces because you can absolutely know where the heat goes. With the wood burning stoves, you're not really sure. So thank you for that question. We have a question from Julia. Is it the real flame in the ethanol fireplaces? Do you want me to stick my fingers in it just to prove the case? I don't really want to do that because this is absolutely real flame. This is hot. You can absolutely feel the heat from it, and the flame is absolutely real. Thank you for that question, Julia. How long is the delivery time? The delivery time, it depends on where and where you live. It depends where you ship from, because obviously there are dealers worldwide, but generally we have a lead time of 10 to 15 working days on these ethanol fireplaces. The delivery can take from 1 week to some more weeks, again depending on where you're located. Let us know where you lived and we will get back to you. Goss is asking, can we choose custom colors for the main body of different finishes? If you decide to get the FLA3, which is just an insert, you can, as an option, change the color of the top plate to any of the RAL colors. So just if you decide to get any of the FLA3 burners, you can select a different color, but you can also make it stainless steel as well. And so yeah, if you're interested in getting a custom fireplace, let us know. And Emma is asking, that is a very, very interesting question, actually. Emma is asking, what is the heat output of these fireplaces? So the heat output of these fireplaces is something that is definitely important for everyone. With bioethanol fireplaces, it depends on the size of the flame, but it also depends on where you place it, how close to windows do you place it, and it is something very, very important for you. But to answer your question, it ranges from 2 to 20 kilowatts, roughly. Obviously, again, depends on the flame size, depends on the fireplace size. Okay, Tinder lives in Hungary. Tinder lives in Hungary. So Tinder, if you go to our website, you will be able to find our Hungarian dealer. And I believe the shipping times in the EU should not be more than 2 weeks. And Hungary is not very far from Poland. So yeah, and we had one more questions, which I lost. Let me just see. Oh, the maintenance. Yeah, the maintenance question is actually something John was asking about the maintenance. There is no real maintenance of the product. As I said, just plug it, play it, and enjoy it. And that seems to be it. 54 questions. Wow. Thank you so much. Amazing, amazing job, everybody. And as I promised, now is the giveaway time. I hope everybody was listening very, very actively to what I was saying. Now is the time to, whoever's the fastest, please use the Q&A section on Zoom. I will ask you one question regarding the whole presentation. The first person to answer correctly in the Q&A section will win the Chantico glass fire. And the question is, do you need to connect a chimney to a Planika ethanol fireplace? Oh, I already see some nice answers appearing. Okay, tell you what, guys, we will try to find out who the first person was, and we will reach out to you to talk through all the details regarding delivery of this fireplace. And yeah, that seems to be it. Thank you very much, guys. Wow, you've been so active. I love it. Thank you very, very much for attending our webinar. On the screen, you can see all the contact information, our website, our email, and our social media profiles. So Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you very much. If you have any remaining questions after this webinar is done, make sure to use these platforms and the website and the email address to reach out to us. And again, I will see you the next webinar.